Thank you for tuning in GVAF Radio. My name is David the Reverend Oni. I am coming to you from Portland, Oregon. PDX in southeast Portland, somewhere between Salem and Vancouver. I'll give you that much information. So, if you haven't noticed lately, a lot of the uploads on the Twitch and the YouTube have been a lot of the geeky stuff. Now, that doesn't mean I have not abandoned the music by any stretch of imagination. It's just that playing music on YouTube can get tricky. Real tricky. So the music's going to stay mostly on the podcast unless we do an actual review. I don't have a review set up today. What I just wanted to go ahead and do is just do a little video letting you guys know what's going on with GVAF. You know, both the podcast and our various video channels. One of those is to let you know why I started doing this stuff in the first place. Part of it was I started doing the podcast because I got really fed up with Portland radio, or the lack thereof, of a good rock station. We have the Brew, yeah, we got the Eagle, we got KNRK, but I got tired of turning on the radio and hearing the same music on the Top 40 station, the adult contemporary station, and the alternative Portland station, and it'll be the same damn song, pretty much played almost within seconds of each other. You know, so it's like I could switch between 3 to 4 different radio stations and have the same song playing and not really miss a beat. So that really kind of annoyed me. That, and there's a lot of really good music here in Portland. A lot of really amazing music here, especially in like the alternative or the rock or the metal or whatever you want to call it, industrial goth, hip hop, whatever. There's a lot of good local music here. And I really wanted to showcase that. So on the podcast for the last year, I've been really showcasing a lot of the local bands. And I have branched out into some more international acts. I got some acts a lot of acts out of Sweden, Brazil. I also got some India, Scotland, you know, UK. Trying to get there's a couple Canadian bands I'm trying to get them to say yes. But that's kind of what I've been doing with the music side of it. And with the music, you know, it's one of those things where it's a passion for me. I am a former musician. I'm a bass player. You know, I still play bass. Sometimes it's not physically painful, but other type of pain to play, because I know that my drive severely outweighed my talent. So I know my limitations, and I'm not going to try and traverse those. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to not propel other people I can. If I can get more people to listen to our local bands, or bands I think you need to listen to, I will do that. So that's part of what the GVAF does. The other part of it is I do talk about a lot of social issues. I am liberal by default, because you really can't call me a conservative, but I still have my issues with the left as well. I had a friend actually tell me that I was alt-center of all things. So I've used that as a joke every so often on the show. But really what it is I like to talk about people saying, let's just have some common sense. Does this affect you? Does this issue hinder you, help you in any way possible? Does it harm you? You know, it's like one of the things I take a lot about is LGBTQA rights and the community, and like the bathroom issue with transgender, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. It's like, you know, we gotta check your gender before you come in to use the restroom. Why? Gotta take a shit? Who cares? We need to protect our young girls. You don't care about the boys? Huh? You know, it's that type of dissonant, you know, like disconnected thinking that I don't understand. You know, I don't get it, you know. You know, what's the bathroom for? Taking a shit. Okay, you know. It's like, well, we don't want... people saying they don't want transgender individuals in their bathroom is basically just saying, I'm not comfortable with someone who is different than me. You know, it's like, who cares? You know, you got shit and piss anyways. You know, that's about as intimate as y'all gonna get there. For fuck's sake. Hell, women's bathrooms usually worse than the men's bathroom anyways. I should know. I used to clean the damn things in gas stations. Yes, women's bathrooms are worse than men's, okay? Y'all nasty. Not a good way. Goddamn. But one of the other reasons I started doing this, and actually one of my best friends, Nick, who has been really supportive of the channel, way too supportive sometimes. Not that I'm complaining, because, you know, the channel runs off of donations and my piddly paycheck, in which has been very stretched thin, if ever seen. Is that he turned me on to this one YouTuber called Boogie2988. And one of the things about Boogie is that he is a big guy, like me. You know, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm fat. I'm big. You know, I mean, I weigh 400 goddamn pounds, okay? I mean, at least a third of it's muscle. You know, the other 2/3 is fat, okay? You know, yes, I can work my ass off. Yes, I can power lift. Yes, I do martial arts. I'm still fat. You know, stuff happens. Why? Make it up as you want to go along. Call it genetics. Call it personal habits. Call it fucked up metabolism. Whatever you want to call it. I'm fat. That's the end of the story. Doesn't make me better. Doesn't make me worse. I is what I is. But Boogie was the same way. And the thing is, one of the things that we shared, not only were we fat, excuse me, is that we both have severe anxiety and depression. Crippling. For me, at least. I can speak on my own. It really is bad. When people talk about having panic attacks and having to go to the hospital because of a heart attack, yeah, I'm one of them. Twice. I went to the hospital twice because once my doctor thought I was having a heart attack, the other time I thought I was having a heart attack, and come to find out I was just having a severe panic attack that lasted days. In fact, I'm just now getting off one that's lasted me almost a week, and I'm probably going to lose my job all over it because of the anxiety. But that's neither here nor there. The point is that Boogie did this stuff because he was either going to start YouTubing, or he was going to kill himself. And Nick, being overly protective of me, goes, "You need to start doing this." So he got me. He's the one that got me my webcam that you're recording this on right now. His wife Tanya, one of my best friends, also helped me out with a few other things, monitors, gaming equipment, everything I need to do to do a YouTube channel. This is what he's doing. Of course, he wants me to do Let's Plays because apparently I get real colorful when I play games. I also get really colorful when I watch sports. So, I mean, if you're ever in Portland and there's this big fat dude with long hair screaming at a TV during a Raiders or a Timbers game, yo, that's me. Because I don't just use the 7 dirty words that George Carlin came up with. I come up with my own. I stringed them together well. You know, I have said things to a referee at Providence Park that, thank the gods, he was not in here. The ref wasn't in here range, because I might have been, you know, I may have lost my seat at the game. Okay, let's put it like that. I get a little passionate when I watch sports. And I get real passionate when I play games. So he thought this would be a great thing. It's entertaining. He loves watching it. So he figured, well, why not? Everybody else would. Well, I don't have a lot of money for games. So a lot of the games I get are actually older games, or the cheap ones, or the ones that really no one cares about anymore. So with that being said, real hard, you know, do Let's Plays on like 10-year-old games. Although I did just recently, thanks again to Nick, because my PC died, and Nick goes, "Here, have my old one, because I'm going to build a new one anyways." Fuck it. All right. So chances are I may be doing some more Let's Plays, probably more demos and free-to-plays. In one of the videos I talked about Warframe, how I've been playing on the PlayStation, but I might get it for the PC and start doing that, because that might be fun. Just having me talk about we're doing Warframe, yay! Yeah, watch me suck, you know? I mean, well, believe it or not, there's a lot of people that would like to watch me suck, but not in that manner. Thank you, Tumblr. But I do this because I've worked in call centers for about 12 years. Finally, my anxiety hit this peak where I said, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. But like every day I worked at a call center, people tell me, you have a radio voice. And they ask me, why are you not in radio? And of course, my response is, radio's dead. Well, podcasting isn't. So I started doing podcasts. I started doing this. I started doing the YouTube stuff. This is what I do to keep myself sane. I am insane in multiple reasons, not only just because of mental illness, but also because I have very little impulse control. Okay, so a lot of times if my brain says, I don't know what happens if I do this, I'm probably going to do it. Sometimes I don't, because I'm also not that stupid, so I have a really firm grip on physics. Mass plus velocity. In my case, fat plus speed equals ow. Medical bills suck, so there's a lot of things I don't do because I understand I'm probably going to break myself, and not in a good way, so I don't do that. Other things I do tend to do, those things I really shouldn't video. Don't ask. But with that being said, that's one of the reasons I do this. So if for some reason Boogie manages to actually see this video, but buddy, thanks for everything you've done. Thanks for the inspiration. Everybody else, we do have patrons who've been following the podcast, and which also means you guys are also, by default, also supporting this channel on both YouTube and Twitch. And if you would like to support too, I'm not going to stop you. Donations are always accepted, because, like I said, we're running this off of my Patreon and whatever paycheck I get, which, being work, not something that's plausible for me very often anymore, much as I hate to admit that. Anything is helpful. I mean, I actually fixed a microphone issue with a quarter versus a $7 part that I was going to get, so imagine what I can do with $1. So with that being said, that's something else I like to mention with the podcast too, usually, but I haven't really said anything here on YouTube very often, is that you should do what you do. Whatever that is, make time for it. Even if it's only like an hour or two a day. I mean, usually for me, it's like I dedicate my Sundays to my recording. Sunday is all podcasts all day long. It doesn't take me that long to record it, but it takes me longer to edit and sometimes do some special things depending on what's going on. So, like today, I think this is the 4th video I recorded. You can tell because I'm wearing the same shirt. Same shirt, and I just haven't. Bags in the eyes just keep getting bigger and bigger the more I record, and the more whacked out I get. Because hey. And yes, I miss my 2 front teeth, because this is what happens with 37 years of constant stupid damage, self-destructive behaviors, and genetics it will do to you. So, I am white trash. I have never shied away from that. So, pink stuff. So, like I said, this episode of GBAF Rambling has been brought to you by Caffeine Guarana and Taurine. Sometimes, yes, I laugh at myself too, because I think to myself, oh my god, what the hell am I doing? Doing this out of script today, but that happens most of the time. So those of you who've been listening to podcasts know that I pretty much wing it anyways, which is where some of the best stuff comes along. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can head over to gvafradio.com. That's where the podcast homepage is. Links to the SoundCloud and everything else there. You listen to the last year of my weirdness. All this weird stuff I talk about, everything from racism and how, racism, homophobia, how the Antifa left sometimes misses their mark, and why a lot of us are upset with Trump. And it's not just because he's part of the opposition. It's because it kind of reminds us of some things we really don't want in our world, but we have to deal with anyways. Not to say that everyone on the right is horrible, not to say everyone who's a Trump supporter is wrong. I just think a lot of the Trump supporters actually end up supporting him de facto because of who his opponent was, and also because, well, they just don't know better. Because they want to believe in something, but they lack of options. But that's another debate for some other time. But right now, I just want to let you guys know what's going on, why I do what I do, kind of give you a taste of what the podcast is really like. On the podcast, I usually talk more about music than I do about gaming and comic books. on the YouTube channel, it's almost exclusively comic books and video games, because these are the things that got me through my life. Completely honest with you, like rock and roll, comic books, and video games got me through some of the worst shit in my life. You know, it still gets me through. So I'm doing what I know. Whether this works out or not, I don't know. I'm going to call it a social experiment. And maybe I'll be homeless in the next couple of weeks. I'll still have I might still have my laptop, so I might be able to still do the podcast, but who knows? But with all that being said and done, you know, I do appreciate everyone for listening in, and we do have our podcast listeners all over the world: France, Australia, Scotland, Canada, Mexico, Ukraine, Singapore, Taiwan, Tokyo, and all my friends and family down in Brookings, Oregon, Coos Bay, Roseburg, Eugene, and here in Portland and up in Vancouver. So I do thank all you guys for what you've done, everyone who's listening, and everyone who's been supporting. Like I say on the podcast, I'd like to thank all of our patrons: Heather, Jimmy, Topher, also Aaron, Nick and Tanya, Vic, Ron and Rose, Aaron, Felicia, Nisa, Cordelia, Damien, and everybody else who's supported in one way or another that I haven't talked about. I haven't forgotten you because I'm a dick. I'm just stupid. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and sign out. I will not be playing our normal theme song that I normally play at the end of the show, which would be 16 Volts, The Man Comes Around, because YouTube's funny like that. So in this case, I'll just say, signing out. Adios, amigos. Be out of here.